you speak a lot about coachability, just being coachable. It sounds like it's been really important. Like that's been a really important part of, your development just over the years, even prior to this industry. Just from a success principle standpoint, how important do you feel like it is for someone else to be coachable entering into this business?
It's so crucial, because if you want what you've never had before, you're going to have to be like pretty much let go of all your habits. And I think that's what's really cool about having younger people, because they're more likely to just listen to what you say instead of saying, I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know if this is going to work. Like when I'm onboarding like people who are 55, 60 years old, sometimes, like, to be honest, it gets a little weird, because I'm like, I'm telling you what to do, not because like, it's like, I respect you. I really do, and respect your wisdom, but like, you've never done this. And so like, pretty much like respectfully, you need to listen to me if you want to be successful. Like, not that I'm saying like I'm all that, because I'm not. However, I've done what you're trying to do. So like, listen to what I'm saying, because I took that same stance. I didn't know what I was doing in this insurance industry at all. I had to lean into my mentor, say, hey, whatever you say, I'm going to do. As long as it's like, Nate and I had this conversation. I said, I'm going to do everything you say to do, as long as it's ethical. And he's like, you think I'd be unethical? And I'm like, no. And he's like, all right, then you're going to listen to everything I say. So when he said, have 10 appointments set at all times, I was doing that. I felt guilty. I felt anxious when I didn't have 10 appointments on the books at all times. So there's just small things that it's so crucial, but like, it makes a big difference. Like the coachability aspect, like if you're trying to do something you've never done before, like, and you have somebody who has what you have, just like listen to them and put aside everything you think you might have known, because obviously what you've known has gotten to where you are, and it's probably a sucky place. Right. So like that's my mindset. I'm like, okay, well, what I thought got me to a place where I was broken, didn't have a lot of money. So like, if somebody's telling me to do something else, I'm going to listen to it.
That's it.
And that's it. That's it.
That's it. Hey, look, success always leaves clues, right? Leaves the trail. You just got to follow it. Just got to get on it. So, coming, into your first year, I mean, you've done quite a bit. You got some early exposure, on Cody Askins' platform, Ultimate Agent. Shout out to Cody Askins, another incredible industry professional doing some great things in the business. How did that come about for you?
So I saw the opportunity because he was in my, I was in his mastermind group, kind of like, not his like big one. But I was in one of his Rising Stars groups, and I was like, I need to find a way to be able to get around him somehow, some way. And there's like an $88 a month thing that he was doing, and I'm like, I need to get into that room. So I got into his training. It's like a Zoom call every Monday, and he's on them. And I was like, I don't even care. Like $88 to like get on a Zoom call with him and like maybe 20 other people was priceless at that point for me. Cause I'm like, dude, like it's so cheap and you can get access to him, and I could start actually having a conversation with him if I just spoke up. So pretty much in January, got into it, and, middle of February is actually Valentine's Day was the first day that he was on there. I got on early, and I was like, it was like 10 of us maybe. And I was like, Cody, we're going to do some stuff together. I don't know what it's going to be, but I just like really appreciate you. And I just want to thank you for helping me out. So he's like, oh, okay. Like he has no clue who I am. He's like, all right, cool. Like, thanks, Johnny. All right, back to what we're actually doing here. So we started talking, like, he started to get to know who I am, because I was on like calls, like trying to ask good questions, things like that. And pretty much from there, he rolled it out to the Rising Stars group for the first time, Ultimate Agent. And I pretty much went hard, like, because I knew it could be a life-changing opportunity. And so when there's opportunities in life that you think that you might not ever get back, you just leave no regrets. Do anything possible. And so for me, I was like, I want to show him that I deserve to be on that show, like, and I'm going to outwork everybody. So what I did was like, I'm going to do things that are like unforgettable. Like some people would send food, some people would send like candy. I'm like, he doesn't care about that stuff. Like, he really doesn't. And so pretty much what I did was like I sent him a handwritten letter why I should get picked, with like 4 coupons to a taco shop here that was going to sponsor the show. And I said, here's coupons for you and your team to come out. But like, why handwritten letter, why I should get picked. I made a video and I just had like all my friends tag him. So like within an hour, it got over 100 comments of everybody tagging Cody. I was like, I want to grab his attention because 1, it gives more attention to him from my followers that can go and follow him and make him known. But 2, it's like, just grab his attention. He always talks about grabbing attention. And so I was like, I need to grab his attention somehow. So I'd like everybody post on their story and tag him, like all these people. So that was another way. I did get them 1 sponsor, but I like the taco shop was going to come through as well. So that was another thing. I got every ticket that he said I needed to get so that I could do it. Or like he wasn't like, hey, if you do this, then you can do it. It's like you have a better chance. So I was like, all right, cool. Like I'll get whatever ticket you're telling me to get. And so I just pretty much did everything possible to do it, and ended up working. And our relationship has grown a ton. Like, I was able to interview him like 3 days ago, maybe, on the Friday Fuel that I do, and like a live Facebook show every Friday. And it was really cool because he was on there, and I was able to actually interview him, which was really cool. So that's how that relationship begun. And then pretty much from there, we saw each other maybe 10 times within a few months, like after that, because he came out to Phoenix a few times. We hung out when he was out here. And on that show, I'll never forget, because in his videos, he talks of how important it is to write down your goals. And I was doing that previously, but I never did it for insurance. So I started doing it myself. And it's just surreal because on the Ultimate Agent, I got home from I wish they did a finale where they did like your favorite points of the show and like you would talk like how some reality shows do. But this is so like one of the days I ended up having a big day. It was day 2. I got back early to the house that we were filming at, and I went upstairs. I was like dialing people, and Cody walks up and he just sits down like in the room, because it's like a loft. And so he sits down and he's like getting ready for the night session for him to announce like it wasn't anybody going home. It was just the second day, like day 2 winners. And so the numbers and all that. So I'm like dialing for appointments. It's starting to get late. So I stopped and I was like, I see him writing in a journal, and I was like, what are you doing? Are you journaling or like, what are you doing? He's like, no, I'm just prepping my night, whatever it's called, my night thing. And so I was like, all right, that's cool. And then I asked him, I was like, or he's like, this is actually the journal that I write down my goals in as well. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, you want to see? And I was like, yes. So he like opened it up and he like showed me like that's where he wrote down his goals. And it was just a very emotional moment because I'm like, you were the reason that I started writing down my goals because you talked about it in your videos. And now I'm actually able to see them like written out. It was just really, really, really cool. A cool moment. And I was like, bro, I just want you to know that like you've really changed my life. And dude, it was unreal. Like just that whole experience. Like the first night after the appointment setting challenge, everybody went to bed, and I was just kind of like out there, and I'm like sitting down with Cody, and I was like, dude, like how often do you get to like just chill next to him and like just be on the couch kicking back for like a few hours? So like I asked him so many questions. I think he got annoyed at me.
You got responsive. He can answer some questions, man.
Right?
No, I think I remember one of a friend and I would say mentor. He probably doesn't know he's a mentor. A gentleman by the name of Doug Izzy. He said that if you want to get close to your mentor, bring him some business. So
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Like, I've learned a few things since then. I mean, like that's one of the biggest things. Like if you're trying to get close to somebody, like get them money somehow, or find what every business person wants more money. So it's like if
That's
you can get
right.
them more money somehow.
Hey, look, but I think it's really cool that you also mentioned, joining those mastermind classes to get in the room, right? To get to the table, and investing in yourself. There's a lot that you're mentioning, man, that I think are going to be really insightful, like just golden nuggets and gems that you're dropping in this conversation. I want to talk a little bit about your platform, the Unknown Unforgotten. How'd that come about, and what are the types of topics or things that you tackle there?
It's funny because I was at Nate Offert's training. It's called SWAT training, and I was there, and Cody and I were actually hanging out. And I was like, dude, I've been given so much like wisdom. Like I've been given a network pretty much through Ultimate Agent. I want to capitalize on it. And I want to give people a resource in the insurance space specifically, but also young entrepreneurs. It's a young entrepreneurs podcast. I bring people in not only in the insurance space, but a lot. But him and I were talking, and I'm like, dude, I want to be able to give people, like, I want to give myself, if I weren't in this space, like access to like the network of people, or like what the conversations look like behind the scenes in a way, like what kind of questions I'm already asking them, maybe like these big people in the insurance space, like I want to ask them and like pretty much record our conversation so other people can listen. And that was my whole goal and intent behind it, because I'm like, I'm asking all these questions. Like I'll never forget, like John Wetmore, one of the biggest builders at FF, like Family First Life. Him and I talked like for 30 to 45 minutes at Nate's house at his mastermind for like 30 to 45 minutes of how I can triple my business in the next 90 days, what that looks like, practicals. And I'm like, dude, I wish I could have that recorded, because that's gold. That's such gold. And that's pretty much what my goal is. One, to inspire young entrepreneurs that like not to live like an ordinary life, but to live really an extraordinary life. And you don't like, I pretty much want to document my journey. So when people that are younger, they can look up to me and be like, dang, like he really recorded all of it. Like this is where he was. Like I don't have a mic. I don't have like a nice like stand or whatever, but it's like, it's just a process. Like I filmed a podcast with one of my buddies earlier today, and we were literally sitting in camping chairs. But like we're sharing everything we're learning right now that's going to get us to that 7-figure mark. And it's like, dude, we don't have to have furniture. We don't have to have nice recording stuff to be able to document the journey, because the content is the value. The production is not the value. So everybody, like, it's just, again, like what it comes back to of like being willing to like start small, and start doing stuff small. So like literally, like I film all my content on my phone. Like it's just like I literally just set it up and I literally have a stand. Like it's nothing crazy. It's really not. But I think like it's so valuable to like people that are younger. Like, hey, you start with nothing. Like you're not going to have a lot at first, but it's like the incremental, like the gain over time. And people are going to see, like when I was in a 1-bedroom apartment filming on a computer that was like dying on me every 30 minutes, the battery was dead, like just stuff like that. People are going to see that. I remember taking a picture when I my first podcast in our 1-bedroom apartment. Like literally my desk would be out in the living room, and then my wife would work in our room, and she'd have a desk posted up in there, like 500 square feet. And I'll never forget, because like she took a picture of me like doing my first podcast, and I'm like, this is going to be a picture that I share as a keynote one day, of like you just have humble beginnings, and they're just so beautiful when you look back at it. And so it's just really embracing the grind, embracing the journey. Like that's seriously my motto. Like I'm just really grateful for where I'm at, because it's more than what other people like have sometimes. But at the same time, this is not even anywhere close where I want to go. So through the podcast, I'm just pretty much documenting things I'm learning, things I'm trying to implement in my business, I bring on people that I've gained a lot of value from, and just from conversations, and pretty much ask the same questions, or maybe I bring somebody on new that I haven't really talked to, but I just ask questions to really grow my business and like what that looks like or how they've been able to do it. So that's the whole purpose of that. But also it's like, it's digital real estate. Like I've been off my grind with content, and it's like, there's been so many people, like literally this guy 2 days ago texted me a picture, and he said, I just got finished watching your video, and it was a quote that I said, and it was on his mirror next to his family, and he's like, you inspire me so much. And I'm like, dude, I'm not even close to where I want to be, but it's like, it's really like, it's touching when I'm able to like help people like that. So I think there's a lot of reasons why I do it, but I think the biggest is to document where I'm at and to literally just learn what I've been learning, because I know I'm going to be making a ton of money later, and people are going to be like, oh, I kind of have an advantage in a way right now, because it's like, oh, dang, like you're learning the things to get you to where you are, and you don't have it all figured out. And so that's, I want like people that are like, dude, I remember when you had less than 100 subscribers on YouTube, and I'm at 1 million subscribers, and it's like, dang, like that's real. So
no. Absolutely. Yeah. Unknown to unforgettable is the podcast. Sir. Absolutely. So I want to make sure that you're supporting that, listening to it, checking it out. I like the fact that you're also utilizing it, and I do it too. And I think that many people with platforms, you know, if they're not doing it, they should be. You use it to accelerate your own learning, right? Because you learn from others, and you say, "Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, that sounds helpful. All right, that makes sense."
Exactly.
You know? So no, man, it's an awesome idea, and I know it's going to continue to grow for you.